Welcome to Heart of the Matter podcast, where we discuss the issues that matter most to your heart. I'm back. My name is Sherry J, and I am the host of this podcast. Again, Heart of the Matter podcast. And if you are new to my podcast, I would like to just say hello. I would like to thank you for being a part of the community and just, welcoming you. I look forward to more conversations. And if you would like to be a co-host, because I do my podcast a little different. If you want to co-host with me and join in to talk about a topic that we are discussing or not even discussing, or recommend a topic, just let me know and I'll be able to add you in as a co-host, and we can, have some great dialogue to make some change in our community. And that's what Heart of the Matter podcast is for, just to discuss the social epidemics that are going on in our world, the women issues, fatherless children, the blended families. These are just things that we do discuss on this channel. And so, with that being said, I want to just go ahead and jump right into the topic. If you find this podcast to be helpful to you and this is some good information, I ask that you would share this podcast so that way someone else can, be helped by this information. So, we're going to jump right into the topic today. And the topic today is a little bit shady. No, it's not shady, but we're going to be talking about the woman who was hit in the head with the brick. Allegedly, or so she said she was, right? We don't know for sure. I'm gonna be showing you guys' comments too. Hey, love. Hey, Kawana. Look, I'm calling you by your middle name now, but hey, girl, thanks for joining in. I really appreciate you. So if you are on, as I always like to do, drop your name in a comment or just say hello so I know who I'm talking to. But we want to discuss this issue because it's like this story is so like it divided our community. It's controversial. And it's just basically put, I think, Black women and men, or women and men in general, like at odds with each other. And I'm hearing so many different stories about this. So if you guys have heard about this story, just comment yes, or you heard about it, or no. So I know, if you're aware or not. I'm gonna just kind of go over it. There was a lady who actually, and I posted a video on my page. She just said she got hit by a brick. So she basically was on live with a big lump on her face, and she was in the hospital crying like, oh my God, this Black man, she said, Black man hit me in the face with a brick because I didn't give him my number. And I know when I heard that, I was like, that kind of doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think nobody's, I don't know. I know men, they do kind of some crazy things here, but I don't think they're going to hit you in the head because you didn't give them their number. So it sounded kind of fishy to me. But I see my brother on, I'm sorry, Tony. Hey, what's up? What's up, bro? And Rita on as well. Okay. But no, he had sent me the topic and he was like, did you see this topic? And I was like, no, I seen some of it, but I don't know. I never believed it in the beginning. So if y'all believed her story, let me know if y'all did. I don't know. It was just kind of fishy because I'm like, I know men ain't that crazy, especially Black men. Like, I don't know. But anyways, I got a couple clips that was sent to me from Merely. He sent a couple clips about different women talking about it. That, she actually was telling a story. Like, she actually created and fabricated the whole story from what the clips I'm finding show. And I'm like, wow, it's crazy. Let me just let y'all watch it real quick so that way y'all see what I'm seeing. Hold on one second. I'm about to bring it up for y'all.
In this video, I think this woman set this entire thing up as a hoax. In fact, actually, I know it was a hoax. Coincidentally, every few years she gets attacked in the face by a random stranger, fails to make a police report, but makes a GoFundMe and garners thousands of dollars. Here was her first one. And her second one in 2020 where she garnered $41,000. And here's the video she used to sucker people into that money.
You grew up and they mad because you trying to fucking be somebody. They mad because you trying to be somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They gonna beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up.
Interesting. So not once, not twice, but 3 times you got beat up by strangers, strange black men, didn't make a police report, but made a GoFundMe. And then conveniently, when the $41,000 is probably run out, now you're back at it again, using black men as these monsters to your fucking...
Okay, yeah, it cut off. I can only do so long on here. But that video was like, it's shocking because they show that she had done this before. So she got like $40,000 before from claiming somebody hit her with a brick or hit her before. And then like this time she just did another GoFundMe and she got more money this time. So it's like this is something she does like all the time. If you seen the screen, the guy was like, I seen this lady before in a video. Like on the side, that's what it said. He was like, this lady did a video like this before. So what they pretty much said is that it was like an allergic reaction that she had, because I was looking at some comments and a lot of people was saying like they've seen people get hit with bricks, and when you get hit with a brick, it's like blood, it's a gash in your face, and it's way more damage than just, that lump. And if you ever seen an allergic reaction, they can get pretty bad. And like, depending on who you are, I mean, they can get like that. So it's crazy that this lady seems like she's lying, y'all. I don't know. And I was like, I was for her when Tony was like, me and black men, y'all got to stand up. I'm like, I'm for him too. Like, yes, I mean, I think the black man should have stood up, but I just find it so crazy. Now we in this compromising spot. Like, what do you believe? Because, you want to help somebody, but then now you're lying. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. This topic is crazy. So I'm gonna go to a couple comics here. And thanks, Kawana. You said I look beautiful. Thank you. Let's see. Merely you're on. Hey, what's up? Okay, Tony, you said I seen a woman attacked for refusing to give her numbers. Now she did say some choice words, but she didn't deserve that. I don't think she deserved it either. But from what I'm seeing, she wasn't attacked for not giving. This is a whole made up lie, y'all. It's crazy. Tony, you said, "Wow." Uh oh. Um, Tony, you said going to get some. Oh, okay. She said this changes everything. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like when I'm seeing this stuff, I'm like, this girl was lying. You got your wine? Okay, great. Merely, you said she's a con artist. I know, Merely, you have been saying this for a while. You were saying like you didn't believe the story, you think it was fabricated, and you were, posting things. And I'm like, it was between you and Tony, because Tony was telling me like, he was so touched by it because Tony, he a man, and he like, listen, you don't put your hands on a woman, and rightfully so, and that's how it should be. And so, but it's like now, you know what I'm saying, you got this division between our men and our women in our community. And I believe that this has created dialogue between our community, because a lot of men, some men have said, okay, been on Tony's side and said, you know what? I think men got to do better. We dropped the ball. We failed. We need to stand up more. And then other men, like Merely, has said, well, she was doing all this ratchet behavior, right? She was out here, twerking and doing all this stuff. Like, why are we needing to protect her when she clearly says she can protect herself? And so I got that side as well. And then we had the third side where some, men and women were saying like they're only obligated to protect what's theirs. They're not obligated to protect, a random woman in the street. So this kind of opened up a can of worms of like 3 different dialogues, which we now have to kind of discuss and talk about, because we're kind of pulled different ways because of this. And it just makes it more even, I guess, confusing now that this was all, it seems to be a hoax. Like it just seems like she just did this to get money like she normally does. So it's just crazy. And come on, I'm sorry, I keep calling you your middle name. Latonya, you said not this woman. I don't know, what do you mean? It wasn't this woman? I don't know what you were trying to say. I'm sorry. But Tony, you said, but we have seen videos where men are beating up women and nothing has been done about it. Absolutely, we have. We have seen so many crazy videos of men putting their hands on women, and it's just getting out of hand. And I agree, we have seen that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, what if somebody would have, you know what I'm saying, stood up for this or whatever, and she was lying about the whole thing, like just to get some money. And now she's making the black men look bad. Like, because she's like, a black man did this and you guys didn't do this to her, so now she's like making our community look bad because she's lying, you know what I'm saying? And then she's making men not want to stand up. I mean, I don't know, does this make you not want to stand up for women when you see this type of stuff, when women say this type of stuff, when they cry, wolf or whatever, and they're lying? Does this make you guys not want to stand up for women? I know me, I would probably be like, I mean, I guess I still would stand up, but it would kind of rub me the wrong way. Okay. Tony, you said I'm confused by this one. What I seen with another situation was different. She got a little scheme going on. Exactly. That's what everybody's saying, that it's a scheme. And every time she does this, she doesn't file a police report. She files a GoFundMe. She just makes a GoFundMe and people donate to her because, of course, it's a bad situation. And, that's what happened. So she's kind of scamming. This is the age of scammers. I didn't think people would go this far, but this is the age of it. Merely, you said call the cops. So Merely is saying, listen, y'all got to call the cops. Don't ask me. I'm not stepping in it because, listen, this is the type of stuff happen when I do help. Now, Mia, do you guys think though that you are supposed to step in and protect women? No matter what, if something's going on, do you feel like it's your responsibility to step in? I know, Merely, you said call the cops, but I mean, would you just stand by and just be like, oh, well, that ain't my business? I mean, what would you guys do? Okay, I see. Okay, Merely, you said you can't expect another woman's man to risk his life for you. Oh wow, I know. I've been seeing that. Like, so what about? Because Tony, I know he's on here. What is your take on this? Like helping like women, that's like going like in distress. I'm not saying the damsel because clearly she wasn't a damsel. She was more like, a little ratchet, a little raunchy, and a lot of men were saying that, listen, she's all ratchet, why are we helping her? So, I mean, ladies, do you women feel like if you're a little bit, you know, ratchet or touched at sometimes, that if something's happening, a man shouldn't stand up for you? Do you feel like they should, just be like, whatever? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that's fair coming from a woman's point of view? Okay, Tony, you said, I don't like the way she said black men. Nope, me either. That's what I'm saying, because she drug like the black men down and they didn't do anything. Like, and then just lied on them. That's kind of like how, back in the day, white women would do that to black men, Emmett Till. Like, why are we going through this with our own people now? It shouldn't even happen. And okay, Marilyn, you said you can't expect another woman's man. Okay, I seen this to risk his life. Um, Tony, you said have seen several brothers try to diffuse situations. It's hard, right? Exactly, it's hard, and we don't want our brothers and our husbands and our men getting hurt trying to save somebody else, trying to save someone who, especially is making up lies. Um, but I mean, I'm like in the middle with this. Like, I understand like men don't want to risk their lives because the time nowadays is just, it's terrible. But I did see some men saying if this woman wasn't so raunchy, if she wasn't so ratchet, that if she was more of a damsel in distress type of woman, they would help. So in that case, you wouldn't really be concerned about your family or you not making it back home if she was more of a damsel in distress. Is that correct, fellas? I mean, that's what I got from reading the comments and reading like videos and stuff. Most men were really like, well, she got what she deserved or whatever because she was ratchet. Like she and then one of the videos she did say like, black women, we are the protectors. We have to protect ourselves because they're only going to protect what's theirs. So, like, a lot of black men was like, "Yup, we only gonna protect ours." And so I think that, I mean, as a man standing by watching something happen, right, watching a woman get hit with a brick, I think a man should stand up. Like, I'm not a man, so but this is just my point of view. I think you should stand up, like, and maybe at least maybe you can say something, because I'm a person of, if you see something, try to say something. maybe not try to go and physically break it up, but at least say, I'm going to call the police or something, or I think there's different ways you can kind of help de escalate it and not get yourself involved where you're getting killed. Cause we definitely don't want to see our men, dying at the hands of helping someone. I know there was, merely you sent me and it was sad. He sent me a post where the lady was doing a GoFundMe for her husband because he actually helped a woman who was out, in an abusive relationship, and he ended up getting killed, and they had a young baby. So it was really sad. I was really sad to hear that, she had a young baby, and she's like, no, my husband can't help because now he's no longer here. It was crazy. I'm just gonna go to the comments here. So Tony, you say we see videos where men not even protecting theirs. Exactly. I agree. Because I have seen a lot of videos where it's like, the men are it's just not the same type of men, I can say that. But not protecting yours, that's a whole nother story. If that's yours and you still not protecting, that's like, come on now, you can't be a coward. Um, see here, Tonya, you said it didn't happen. If it happened, a man would have intervened. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes more sense that if a man seeing another man trying to hit somebody with a brick, a woman, I don't think a man would just be like, watching. You never know this day and age. But I really believe that they would at least try to say something. It just didn't even add up really. But I know things crazy happen all the time because that's the world we live in. Tony, you said yes, men should stand up, say something. Ain't nobody saying you got to fight, but do something. Yeah, and I agree with that part. You know what I'm saying? We are our neighbor's, keeper. We are brother's keeper. And, even biblically speaking, we are to love our neighbors as ourselves, So if our neighbor's in trouble, then if to love them like ourselves, we would want to help them out of trouble, right? So, I mean, I kind of get all these angles that we have. And then Tonya, you said plus, yes, if she wasn't so about it, if she wasn't so about it, the men figured she could hold her own. Yeah, yeah, I gotta. Okay, you get, yeah, because that was a good comment that was made because a lot of men were saying that like I guess we as women, we do have to understand that we can't keep acting like so strong and so like, listen, and then expect the men to jump in and be our knight, our knight in shining armor, like, oh, I'm gonna save you when we don't even look like we need help. So we do kind of have to make it where we are vulnerable enough so that a man would want to stand up and say, I'm gonna help them because you know what I'm saying. But if you are acting so about it, like she said, most men aren't gonna want to put their life on the line for you, for things like that. I mean, I wouldn't either. So I get it. Um, I'm just going down reading the comments. So merely said, protect your wife. Let these other women find husbands. You're so harsh. What do you guys? What do you women? Do you women agree with that? I see. Hey, Rose. I see you're on as well. Any ladies? Do you agree that men should protect their own wives and let these other women find husbands to protect them? Like, how do you feel about your husband going out here to protect someone? And you are at home, but somebody out in the street is getting into it and he's jumping in to protect it. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, I know how I feel. I think I'm in the middle, like I said. I guess I'm kind of more with the guys because I wouldn't want my husband getting hurt or something because your foolishness, you over here acting a fool and now he jump in trying, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I would feel better if it was more like a hero thing, like not hero, but like, if it was somebody really in need and he helped and something happened, God forbid, I would feel a little better with that, versus it's just, you just being ghetto and then he lost his life over something that you did, yeah, I don't know. Um, Rose, you said my brothers got jumped trying to help a woman. Oh my God. Y'all changing my mind. Y'all changing my mind on this whole conversation now. Because now I'm seeing too many women getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Um, merely okay, he's over the conversation. He doesn't even want to hear that anymore. Rose said the other man around was the guy's friends and family. And then Rose, what they're saying now is that those other men, because that other lady, the lady I just showed you on the video, it cut off. But she said they actually went to the place where this supposedly allegedly happened at, and they said that there was no video footage of all at all of somebody hitting her with a brick. They said the men that was standing around her was random guys that she kind of just threw them in a conversation, and they didn't know what she was talking about, and they were like confused. They even said there was a police car like right across the street, so if something had happened, she could have reported it. So they even said that. This is what the woman said in that video. It kind of cut off, but that's what she was saying. Like she's like, none of it happened. It's crazy. And let's see. The time you said, I'm sorry. It truly matters if of the heart. Oh, it truly matters of the heart. Let a man be a man. I love being a lady. I do too. But I'm sad to see that, like Rose said, her brother got hurt because he tried to help a woman. It's so sad. It's kind of swaying me to be like, listen, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I guess it does make sense when the men are saying, listen, if this woman is ratchet, I'm not helping her. If she's being, and I know we all got our ratchet little moments, but it's a time and place, especially in public. That shouldn't really be the case. Cause I mean, I, this is a hard one. Y'all got me like changing my mind. I'm like, help the woman, help her. So I see, Tony, you said in this season, yes, no, them vows, period, wife. That's who we should be, you guys should be protecting is the wife. I agree with that too. Tony, you say, see, I got a daughter, so my point of view is different. Okay. And you know what? That may make a difference too. I mean, these men have daughters too. So you're saying because you have a daughter, you would want another man to stand up for your daughter if they saw your daughter getting into something, right? I think that's what you're saying. Okay. And oh, Rose, you said he had broken ribs and a jaw. Oh my God. That's so terrible. So how does he feel now? I mean, does he feel like, he's proud, like, listen, I stood up and I'm, proud to do that? Or does he feel like I'm not standing up and I'm not helping anymore? How does he feel, Rose? That's really that's touching. That's so sad. Tonya, you said it's so sad because he was simply trying to help and it be the innocent ones. I'm sorry, Rose. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's always the innocent people. If we notice how this society works, it's like when things happen, it's somebody who's trying to help. So I'm kind of leaning towards the men. I see why the men aren't helping, aren't standing up to help a woman over here, because they're losing their lives and now they're being taken from their families. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think of it this way. I didn't even know anybody personally. Now, Rose, I know, this happened to you personally and your brother. And wow, she said he wished he didn't help. Dang. Y'all, that's so sad. I'm sorry, sis, girl. So I see why the men are like, no, Tony, you said if men thought like this in the 50s and 60s, where would the black community be? Yeah, I mean, but you know what? Back then, I can say the women rode hard for the men. They were a team back then. So the men didn't have no, issue with like, listen, I'm about to go to, because everybody was sticking together at that point. So I think that's why they could have more of that mindset. But now it is a different day and time where we're killing each other. What I'm saying? We don't care. We have no regard for life, no regard for other people. And so, because of this time and day and age we live in, it may be safe to say we shouldn't be standing up for people that we just don't know. And not saying standing up, we shouldn't be jumping in. Call the cops. Let the police handle that. And I think that's what we have to kind of do now. Let the police handle their business. What you can do is make a phone call, because just me hearing, I'm saying, that this other man, Rose's brother got hurt, because of this. What if he didn't make it? So we have to think about that as well. Tony, I see you still said stand up for anyone. And I agree. And so now my standing up has changed to calling the police. At least you can do that if you don't want to physically stand up, because now I'm hearing all these stories of these men, their lives being taken. I don't like it. And I wouldn't, I wouldn't want I don't know the hurt of somebody being taken from you or even being injured trying to help someone else. You get what I'm saying? That's terrible, so I'm kind of going the other way now, y'all. Merely you said 9 out of 10, the women getting beat on in public are either in a ghetto environment or been with the same abusive dude for years and won't leave. Yeah. Yeah, that's really the truth though, because like that, the post that was made or that I think you sent me about the woman's husband who got killed trying to help. He was trying to help a woman who was in an abusive relationship and he was trying to stand up. And so you just don't know. So Tony, how do you perceive that men kind of approach these situations? Because you just don't know. And just like the man who lost his life to an abusive boyfriend, to her abusive boyfriend trying to help her, how would you know if that's not the case? So should men just be willing to jump up and say, you know what, I'm still going to help regardless and lay my life down for this woman? I don't know. I don't know if he's abusive. You don't know the scenario. I, it's hard for me. Tony, you said, I'm sorry, Rose. Let's see. Tony, you said literally this generation of women talks to men like women. I'm sorry, it's both ways. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this generation is really bad. I mean, and I'm not just saying that. Guys, we living in the last days, and it's like we do have to kind of reevaluate some things because I'm really more of a traditionalist, like when it comes to the man, the woman, the wife duties, and all. I'm really traditional when it comes to that. But now I'm trying to, and even standing up for women. I'm traditional with that. I'm like, listen, y'all need to stand up for these women, and But now I'm kind of moving away from it because I don't like the men being hurt, and while they're trying to stand up, I don't like that, and I feel like somebody standing up shouldn't have to lose their life. So I think now, I mean, call the cops is what I'm thinking. um so Tony, you said the problem is men are not masculine enough. I agree, it's a lot of feminine men out here, and the world is actually changing our men, our young boys, to effeminate men. Sorry to say that, but they are. This is what's being pushed. But I mean, I guess masculinity, I mean, that would compel you more to stand up, is what you're saying, Tony? Because I don't see how, I mean, masculinity, I don't see it really being a big issue in why men aren't standing up because they're not masculine. I, I don't know. You got to break that one down. Um, so Rose, you said I should tag him to speak on it. Yes, Rose, if you could tag him and I could get him that'd be so good because I would love to hear his story and to hear this from somebody who this has happened to because like we really got to get this together in our community. I mean, it's really sad because nowadays like these young boys, they don't care. Some of these men too, they don't care. They don't care who they hurt, who they harm. They don't care. And it's like we got to take that into account as well. Like, and I know men are like, listen, I'm minding my business. I'm not in it. But Tony, you said, but I don't call the police. Now, Tony, you need to call the police. I don't. You have to call. That's their job, right? Let them handle it. They're getting paid to put their lives on the line. Don't you put your life on the line, and you have a daughter who has to, grow up, and your daughter needs you. So you don't want to lose your life in the crossfire of somebody else's mess. Um, Tony, you said then we have a lot of women that go right back. Exactly. So yeah. So the man that stood up is dead, and the woman and the man that was fighting are back together. That's terrible. You said that's right. What about the men that do stand up? And that's what Tony's saying. Tony, okay, so I'm gonna allow Tony to join. Rose, if you can get your brother on, I would love to have him on as well to talk about his experience because I just think it's so important for people to realize like both sides. I think it's okay and it's good to stand up for our women because we need that, but I also do believe it is a delegated duty of the husband to protect his wife. And because society is pushing, oh, you don't need a man, you don't need to be married, you don't need. And so they're leaving out that when you are not covered, when you don't have a husband, you don't have a protector. You don't have that. And now it leaves other men, other people to have to protect you now when you should have had that. Not, I know everybody doesn't want to be married, but you got to think about if you're not, you don't have that protection. You don't have some of the things that it comes with. And that's just one of the things. So I'm going to send Tony wants to come on, so we're going to let him come on. And anybody else, if you guys want to come on and you want to say something to me as far as, like just talk about a topic, let me know and you can come on. So I'm going to send this to Tony now. Hopefully Rose can get her brother on. That would be dope. And then we're going to wrap this up. Okay, Tony, I did go ahead and send you the link to join. And I see he did say he's not putting his life on the line. I don't be in places where this kind of stuff happens. That's a great point too. Trying to be in the right place at the right time. I know sometimes it's unavoidable, but a lot of times this does happen in places that's ratchet, and it's a lot of stuff going on that shouldn't be going on, because where she was at, it did look like really dark where she was at, or in some of her previous videos, it looked very dark. It looked very, unsafe. But again, she kind of fabricated this whole story, but it was kind of believable because it looks like she was out. So again, if you don't put yourself in these situations, like with women, not to be out at night by yourself, things like that wouldn't happen, and then try not to go back and forth with men as far as, your number. Cause I do know things do happen to women by not giving out their number. I know that's a true thing, where, you got called out of your name, or, things like that. So you just be like, you know what, I'm just going to get my number and, block it. That's the safest way to do that. Oh, Rose, she said her brother's working. Oh my God. If I had known that, I would have got him on. Um, and you said she looked like she was in a dark alley. Yeah, she did. It was so dark. I was like, where is she at? It looked like stuff like that is going to happen and going to go down. Like, why is you there? You shouldn't be in the alley. You know what I'm saying? Why you need to be at home. And see, that's another thing, because you're not occupied. Your time isn't occupied correctly. You're out in the streets hanging out. As a woman, where you should be at home. You know what I'm saying? You should be taking care of your business. You should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have children, I don't know if she had children, even if she didn't, like, it's certain things as a woman we have to understand we shouldn't be doing, as a lady, is what I say. Let me say that. Not a woman, as a lady. Because if you're not a lady, then you will do certain things. But sorry, yeah, if women, they do crazy things. But if you're a lady, you're going to carry yourself in a certain way, in a certain manner, and you know that you shouldn't be out, especially by yourself, or you know what I'm saying, like at that time. But um Tony, you said counseling his mindset. I don't know what you mean by that, because I'm just talking, so you got to tell me exactly what you're talking about there. So I'm waiting on Tony to see. Tony, are you still coming on? Rose's brother is working, but I'm gonna show this last video real quick to you guys, so that way and this is somebody off TikTok, and who was like, my husband is not protecting you, I need him. No. So okay, let me show this video really quick, guys.
Hearing a lot of talk that men aren't protecting women anymore. And that's because men aren't supposed to protect women. A man is supposed to protect a woman. Now, if you want to be strong and independent and not have a husband there and have a man's protection, be under a man's covering, that is your problem. My husband signed up to protect me, not you. He signed up to protect me and the children. He is not jumping in front of a bullet. He is not putting himself in danger to make sure you are okay, so he could possibly lose his life and leave me alone with the kids. That would never occur to him. So I'm sorry. Why don't you pick a husband, get the protection you feel you deserve so badly, and solve your own problem? Because it's not my husband's.
That was good though. What's y'all take on that video? Because she said that, listen, my husband is not going out to protect you, because you don't feel like you need a covering, you don't feel like you need a husband, and he's not going out to protect you and leave me here by myself with the kids. That's a real statement. What do you guys feel about that? Like, I really want to know, because that's a real statement. Merely, if you're on here, can you send me that it was actually a screenshot or so that you had sent me of the guy who had died or so, and there was a GoFundMe for him because he tried to assist with helping someone, helping a random woman who was in an abusive relationship. I don't know if you sent it. If you're on. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think about that video? She just said, "My husband is not protecting you. So you need to get your husband." She was straight up. What y'all think? You said ring the bell? Okay, let me ring the bell. Okay, okay, Ramona, you said you agree with her. Okay, and so we got a lot of married women online, and so a lot of women are saying they agree with this woman. They don't want their husband protecting you to just be, taken away from this earth, and now they have no covering because of something foolish that you did, and because they're just trying to be Captain Save a woman. So yeah, that's I agree with her too. And I didn't even look at it all the way like that until I was like, oh wow, that's right, because the man is the covering for his wife. And so women, y'all go and get y'all a husband so y'all can have some covering. And I mean, even if you have brothers, I think brothers still should stand up. I think I'm sure your brothers will stand up for you. But I've seen issues where brothers are, they get involved with abusive, you know, being hitting their sisters and things like that, and they are killed, and the sister is still messing with the dude. So I've seen that as well. So it kind of works both ways, like where we just gotta stop, kind of putting ourselves in these situations where we have this type of conflict. In this case, we know she's kind of fabricating the story, and it wasn't true. Tony, you said you were on there. I didn't see you didn't. It didn't add you. Did you click on it? It did not add you. Try it again, because let me see. You want me to send this to your well, I sent it to your messenger. Okay, hold on, y'all. My baby got something to say. Come on, tell him what you got to say. No, tell him you told me to subscribe and tell him he want to tell y'all something. Get him.
Subscribe and hit the like button so my mom could get 100 likes forever.
Okay, yay. He told me he wanted to do that, y'all. Yes, okay, yeah. So y'all heard my baby. Go subscribe to my YouTube and share this out. Thank you. Okay, Tony, I'm trying to bring you on. I don't know why I can't. If I can't, then what's your email real quick? Put it in the you can drop it real quick so I can get him on. And we're gonna go after this, guys. Thank y'all so much for being on. If you have anything else to say, put it in the comments for me. So Tony, if you can drop your email, I can send you a link so that way I can get you on. Actually, no. Here you go. Go ahead and call this number. Let me go ahead and put it on here. That'd be better. If anybody wants to come on, you can call this number and I can hear it. I can add you to the show. Okay, guys. Yes, I'm just waiting on him to come on. I really wish that Rose, I wish you had told me that your brother had this type of situation. I would have had him on because we need to hear from him, like how he felt. And like I know you said he feels now he doesn't want to help anybody else, and I understand why he feels that way. But I want to know, like when it, transpired, how did it transpire? I just really want to know what the situation was. Was it somebody else ratchet that was helping, that he was helping somebody else? I don't know. I want to know what the situation was, the background of this was. So I really wish I would have known that before. And if I ever share like a topic, guys, that you guys have some insight on it, or someone who has been in that issue before or situation, feel free to let me know. And because I want to bring you guys on so that way we can talk about it and discuss it, because I like talking about things coming from a perspective of somebody who's been already in that situation. So it just helps other people a lot more when it's coming from someone who, who's been there. It's very unfortunate that he had to go that way, but yeah. But I haven't, Tony. I don't know if you're trying to call or not, but I haven't got anything. So I don't have any more information for you guys. I don't have anything else to say. I just was like to say, in the solution to this, and we talked about this, is to women, we have to, like, if we are giving our numbers out, I mean, if we are approached and a man is like, you feel like he's going to be violent if you don't give him your number, give him the number and then block the number. That's easier than getting into an altercation. And then for the men, I feel like, call the police. I no longer feel like you should jump into this situation and put your life and your family and livelihood on the balance. I don't think you should do that anymore. I was thinking you should at first, but with this conversation, it kind of just it changed my mind. So this dialogue has changed me to now feel like, man, listen, don't stand up for something. I mean, not don't stand up, but call the police. Don't physically get in matters, because you could lose your life if you do. Okay, 1 second, guys. Tony is about to enter the building. He wants to, I just sent him. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get a man on here so that way he can give us his input. Okay, so he should be coming on shortly. Guys, do you guys have anything else to say about this topic? What do you guys think? Like, what else do you guys think? What are some good solutions to this as far as men standing up? What do you guys think? Do you think they should still stand up now? And after we've talked about, a lot of men being hurt for standing up for, women that were not their wives and that were, of course, like kind of ratchet, ghetto, things like that. I hate to use those words, but what do you guys think should be a solution to this whole thing? Do you think men should still stand up? Do you think they should just call the police? Like, I feel like they should call the police. What do you think? Um, okay, Tony, you said, I wonder about her son. Anything on him? Just curious. I didn't know she had a son. She had a son. I didn't know she had one. So I didn't hear anything about that, her son. But I'm sure if she had a son, that's why she's doing these GoFunds, right? GoFundMe, so she can take care of her son. And it's not right, because why are you slandering our black men because you need money? That's so sad. Okay, so a solution merely said, ladies, don't go to places that are prone to violence alone. That's probably everywhere. No, I'm playing. Yeah, so like late night clubs by yourself and bars and things like that. I agree. Okay, Tone, I'm gonna add him on.
What up? What up?
What's up? What's going
Not
on? What
much.
you got to say? I know you got a bunch to say.
I ain't really got that much to say. It's a good topic though.
Okay.
I mean, here's my thing. To be honest, like it's too much. Like we just sitting there watching while women getting abused. Ain't nobody saying you got to just step in and play. Put your Superman cape on and step in or whatever. But it's like people just pulling out their phone recording before they even try to try to diffuse the situation, stuff like that. I don't expect anyone to just, put their life on the line, but at the same time, that's your role as a man. Like, what if it's your daughter out there getting beat up, stumped to the point she get beat up to death? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to remember, like, we live in a crazy world. You know what I'm saying? I've seen situations where dudes ask for girls' numbers and girls turn them down, and then they go ballistic. So I'm just saying, like, we got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really so much on that girl, but it's just as a man. And when you hear men point of view, they're not really speaking like how men should speak on. No one, I don't care what you do, no one deserves to get beat.
Right.
especially a woman. She can't defend herself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because she might be popping off at the mouth or ratchet, she don't deserve it. You know, now if you try to step in and say, hey, you know, y'all cool it out, and then they like, hey, get the, you know what I'm saying? Then you did what you can do. But people ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the reason why a lot of women not respecting men, because what is men showing them? That's why I went back to the 50s and 60s. You got to remember, in the 50s and 60s, men image was better. You know what I'm saying? They treated women better. You know, and then you hear a lot of stuff where men start throwing it on the women. You, as a man, that's not your job to sit there and throw it back on a woman and say, well, I'm only doing this because she doing that. That's not masculine.
Okay. Right. It's not taking accountability, right?
Yeah, that's not masculine. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's your job to make it home to your family. So
Right.
what you do as a man, that's what you got to live with. I'm just saying, me personally, if I see a woman in a situation, I'm going to try to do something.
Okay.
I don't call the police because I'm really not big on the police. But hey, that some people do, and that's cool. My last fight was I was at the club and I ran into my ex. And I went over there because I was trying to get back with her. I ain't gonna lie. And I went back there, said hello, and her and her girl screamed because they ain't seen me in like a year, right? And the whole time this guy was trying to get on them. And her friend was like, hey, I don't know who this guy is, but he been harassing us the whole night and all that. And they didn't know that the guy came and talked to me, and this what he said. And I know this is spiritual, so I'm trying to keep it clean. It was like he put his arm around me, said, I'm a real nigga. You seem like you're a real nigga. But that could have went a different way. And I'm like, I'm side on him because I'm looking at him like, you're not even knowing this is my ex. And we was together for 5 years. So anyway, they come back out the bathroom. They both dancing on me. He come out of nowhere. He snatches her off my arm. So her girl look at me because she know I'm going to say something. I was like, nah, it's cool. We just had some words, you know. So I tap him on the shoulder, say, no disrespect, my man. She with me because she was trying to get back over towards me, but he was trying to finesse her, and he was kind of like, you know, pushing her around and kind of aggressive. And I could tell she was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking on it, most men would have just left that as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then how could that situation play out? But at the end of the day, me and the dude ended up getting in a fight because he took a swing on me when I went over and said, hey, no disrespect, she's with me. So, you know, a lot of men perspective on stuff like this, I get it because they haven't been through nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can lose your life doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So I've been through a lot of stuff. So my way of thinking, people ain't gonna understand. But like I say, I don't be in no kind of places where stuff like that happen. But you never know. You can be anywhere and that happen. I could be at a gas station and the guy get mad at a woman because she won't give her number, and he get to disrespecting her and all that stuff. What's your job as a man? You get back in your car and leave, or do you supposed to say, hey man, are you okay? And that could be any of y'all women. You get what I'm saying? Y'all going to the gas station and that happened. And then y'all, the first thing y'all gonna say is, it was a guy right there on the other side of the pump. He just got in the car and left.
So, merely said y'all was at the club. Case closed.
See, that ain't the way of thinking. And that's the way that's why we here now. Because everything is like, I don't care. I
No,
don't
so
care.
he's saying, I guess he's saying like, okay, the environment that you were in caused, you know what I'm saying? It's like basically based upon the environments.
No, because when you dealing with, see, here's the thing. Y'all women out here, come on, y'all gotta speak up. When y'all wear certain things, y'all nice looking, y'all gonna get attention from everywhere and disrespect. You can be on a river walk on a date with your husband and somebody might be disrespectful. Now I'm not, you know, you can't put your woman, your wife in certain situations, but at the same time as a man, you have to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm with my wife and somebody say something disrespectful, my job is to get my wife home, my girlfriend home safely.
Right.
So I'm going to let it slide. You know what I'm saying? But if it comes to a situation where, you know, we have to get physical. I'm pushing her to the side, just saying, I'm thinking as a protector.
as a
I
protector.
think a man's job is to provide and protect,
So
and it ain't no on and off switch.
so okay, so Tony, you said you're thinking a man's job is to provide and protect for the whole community, right? And not just his wife and family.
To a certain extent, yeah. If you in the neighborhood and I see you and your kids play with my kids, and I just like when we was raised up, it was a village. And that's the problem now is we don't have a village. Everybody is on their own and we not working together. You know what I'm saying? Like we always quick, and you know me, I hold our women accountable, but I'm gonna hold us accountable too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying is what are we showing black women to give them something to respect?
Right. Right.
And that's part of the reason why they not respecting us. Like I asked my mom's 70 years old. She said, "Oh, it happens all the time where men do stuff to women, don't nobody do nothing."
And
That should be somebody' perspective at 70 years old. They should be like, "Oh man, I rarely see that." You know, that's just where we at. But I get it where people,
yeah.
view it different because you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah, Tonya said you. I guess she's saying you approached a man with respect, so it was foul that he was like, trying to, fight or whatever, because you approached him respect with respect. So,
Yeah.
Merely said he said that he doesn't protect anything he can't control. So if you're out of control, he ain't protecting it.
I mean, I can't protect anything that's out of control, but I'm not gonna watch or see somebody get beat. See, here's the thing, and this
Okay.
just to sum it up.
Uh-huh.
Everybody is not front line. If the world was coming to end, a lot of people ain't gonna do nothing. They gonna stay in their house, and that's cool. It's not something that's personal. It's just not everybody meant to be front line.
Everybody ain't ready to go to war.
No, it ain't even about going to war. It's just it's just in general.
But
See,
it could start a war now, because you know how people are. You know what I'm saying? You jump in, they call their cousins, and cousins cut, and then it's like it's a war
did
now.
you see? Okay, let me ask you this: did you see the situation with the cops at the white red at that with the white wedding?
Yeah, where they was hitting the women. But
Yeah, but did you see the women? Did you see the women standing up for the men?
yeah, they were both hitting. Like the guys, the guys were trying to protect their wives, but they were kind of like a little weak. But you know what I'm saying? I see
Of
both.
course,
Yeah. So yeah,
right.
both was going back and forth.
But what I'm saying this to say is, you see other communities stand up, even though they're not as strong and physical as us. They
Right.
trying to do
But
something,
no,
but
don't.
you see
I
us
can't say that.
standing on the sideline like, oh, you deserve it.
No, no, but okay. So, but the thing is, I think that again, they were together at some type of place, right? And so, I think in that case, most men, black men or whatever culture, would have stood up for their woman. I don't think they would have. But you got to know that when it comes with police in a different situation with black people and black men, they gonna shoot first and ask questions
Oh,
last.
for sure.
So it
Oh,
wouldn't
for
have
sure.
been none of that. You know what I'm saying? And so that I don't think that could be actual, what I'm saying, comparison there, just because
No, but what I'm saying is they was wrong. But when you feel like your job is to step in and protect, you're gonna ride with your person even if they wrong. And see, what I'm saying is in the black community, it's too much judging. Where she popping off at the mouth, she doing this and that. She still don't deserve to get beat.
right. She doesn't deserve to get.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They was wrong, but they was still rad with them because they was, you know what I'm saying, together or not. We don't know if that was they, you know what I'm saying? It could have been a bridesmaid party, you know what I'm saying? And just people didn't, they're together. That's all I'm saying.
So
We
Rita said,
gotta get better. We gotta get better in the black community, and that's just what it is. You know what
oh,
I'm saying?
collectively, yes. So Rita said, I think that if the men in society change and all be stand up men, there will be a change. But we got to get it together, change our vocabulary and way of thinking.
Thank you. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We have to change the way we're thinking and looking at viewing things, and I agree with that. So, but see, and I was wholeheartedly on this, guys, with you until like I heard about, you know, Rose's brother getting hurt trying to stand up. It just does make me, because I have sons too, and I don't, I would never, I would feel so bad if they got hurt trying to help, because I do raise them. We raise them to be good, young men, and to stand up. Good Samaritans too, but it's like I would be heartbroken if something happened to them by them just trying to stand up for somebody. And it's just like, I don't know, it's like a catch-22 maybe or
You
something.
got teenage boys, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they walking home from school with a girl, and say, for instance, that was her ex or whatever. Because you can stand up for a girl and she'll be right back with them. You know what I'm saying? We know how that go. But I'm just saying, if they was walking home from school and the guy approached the girl he walking home with, and they had some words and got physical, what do you expect your son to do?
I would definitely expect my son to do something, right? Because he's there. I mean, and that's just what the case is, right? It's just happening right there in front of him. So I do expect that, but I'm just still like, if something would happen to, I would be like still upset. Like
Of course,
it's
of course,
just like, I don't know. I say call the police because it's the
of
people
course. That's what
is
you
crazy,
should do. You
to try
should
to
call the
fist
police.
fight, and I'm about to jump. People just too crazy. You don't know what they got. You don't know what's on their mind. You don't know what the situation is. So just call the police. I see it. Yeah, don't film because I'm not for the filming either. Because like that Jeremy Brown situation where the woman, now to me, she definitely should have. Somebody should have helped her, and everybody just recorded. But I just feel like I don't want our men to still be dying because at another hand of another black man or whoever, because they're trying to help now. So I'm like,
So call the police.
call the
Just
police.
call the
That's
police and
my
just
thing. Call
stand
the
there.
No, I mean, say something like, "Hey, yo, stop, y'all."
That's all I'm saying. Say something. Thank you.
Say
You
no.
ain't got to jump in
Yeah,
swinging.
I don't want you to don't get
Yeah,
because I think it's just, yeah, but definitely say something like, "Man, come on now, you better than that." Something.
yeah.
So, okay, so merely said healthy marriage is the answer.
Agree.
That's yeah. That's
I
a
agree. I agree. I agree on that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, but it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of women saying they don't need men until it's
right.
time to do some man stuff, and then it's a lot. But I still
No,
think
women, like, come on, at that point when you're saying you don't need a man, right? And you're not even understanding everything that a man brings to the table, you get some of that consequence. You get what I'm saying? Because you out here, I don't need you, I don't need you. But then you want everybody to come to your rescue after you just said, I don't need you. It's hard. This is a hard topic, and I truly get everything that we're seeing here. Merely said hookup culture is the root of a lot of our community issues. It is. It is. Because
it's
health,
always been a hookup culture, though. It was a pimp era way back in the day. You know, back in the day, it's
well,
always
yeah,
been a hookup culture.
that's where we start declining there too. So I guess he's saying that because it's always this hookup is no commitments. It's no marriages. You know what I'm saying? People are not willing to be committed. That's the issue, because if you had your own husband, then he gonna be responsible for protecting you, because he can't be responsible for protecting the world. He can only protect his, is what I guess he's saying.
But your husband ain't gonna be there with you 24/7, and that's where the village and the community come in at. And that's
Exactly.
where it's, and that's where, like I was saying, if we thought just like, what's the name of the group that's going around Detroit and protecting people when certain stuff happen, they go to the neighborhoods and give back. I forgot the name of the guy. I mean, the guy name is Zeke, but I forgot the name of his organization.
Mhm.
And just think, if 80% of black men thought like that and moved like that, we wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, yeah, I agree. They got a great good. They have a stand up mentality. Why did he say merely said pimps protected their hoes? That was what I was laughing at.
Sure, that's their money.
Money and they property. They like, listen, we gonna protect what's ours now.
But that's another thing. Women out here, but you know what? That's where women got to tighten up. Like, they out here with no protection, no husband, no
Yeah,
man. They out here on their own. They don't even have nobody they could call if it's a certain situation. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Ramona said she thinks it's 360 Detroit.
that's
That's
what it is.
360.
Exactly. Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
good that we have men out here on the forefront trying to, trying to change the community. And like Rita said, if we change our mindsets, that, you know what I'm saying, we are, the protectors and things like that, and, kind of stick together more, I think it would be easier for men to say, yeah, I want to protect this woman. I want, because we're so divided, I think that's why it's like, like, and then also because it's so much crime and killing and, all this stuff. It just, I mean, I wouldn't want to get involved either, but call the police, speak up, at least say, hey, stop, or something. Like, you can always say something, shout, talk to the guy, because some men listen to men. So, you know, that's definitely a solution. So, okay, we've been going for an hour and this has been a great
This
discussion.
is good. All right, this is good.
Thanks so much, Tony, for joining. This is my bro. He always sending me topics, y'all. Like, and he be like, "This is a good one." I'm like, "Okay, I can't even get to none of my other stuff because."
But she's a fraud. But now she's a fraud, so it'll mess up. We can't win for losing the black
Right.
community,
That's what I
Kelly.
was.
God.
So we gotta do a lot of research because it's like it's scamming everywhere, and it ain't
Now
even
we
just
gotta look and be like, is this a fraud before I step in? Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. She just made it so bad for the men now that would try to help. Now they got to be like, they really gonna be thinking twice. Like, should I step in? Because I don't know. You might be lying and get me killed, and you lying. So she just made it so bad for us. But I mean, all we could do is try to do our best. If we see something, just say something and call the police. Don't get in. Don't wrestle with nobody. Don't
yeah,
tussle.
don't try to play hero.
Don't do
Just
none of
be
that.
responsible with it.
Just say something and let it go. At least you did try to speak up. But yeah, but this is a great topic. I enjoyed everybody who was on today, and I appreciate you guys for coming on again. I'm on this Heart of the Matter Facebook page, so I'm only going to be streaming on here in the Heart of the Matter podcast on YouTube. So if you guys want to like catch me on there, if you can't catch the Facebook live, sometimes you can always catch me on there. Um, and I'll be here next week. So I don't know what the topic is going to be next week, but I'm thinking I need to get to this polygamy topic because I'm supposed to did that so long ago and I haven't done it, and it's driving me nuts. Okay, so I need to get to it. But like I said, if you guys feel free to check out my YouTube channel. I need more subscribers, so subscribe. And then also send it out to your loved ones and other people, you know what I'm saying, so that that way they can hear this message and it can be spread. I'm trying to really grow this channel so that way we can help our community. Um, Okay, Ramona, you did send me a topic. I gotta look at that one. I told you I keep getting other topics and I be trying to catch them while they still going good. So that way it's not, we ain't talking about something that's so old. But I'm gonna look at your topic again. I think it was a really good one. Um, but yeah, if you guys want to come on and talk about it, because it makes it so much better when I have somebody I can talk to and we can, or even somebody who had experience in that topic, it just makes it so much better for me to have a conversation with it. I have a very different platform and podcast. I don't really have like two hosts. It's just me. And but I everybody who comes on is actually a co-host of mine. I say you're honorary co-host and you become a part of the show and be a part of the channel, because we're here to create change in our society, in our culture. We're here to have dialogue so that way we can create change. If we don't talk about it and admit what's going on, we can't create any change. So again, share this out if you can, you know what I'm saying, so that way somebody else can hear it and maybe it may help somebody. But that's all I have for you guys today. Again, thank you so much for joining Heart of the Matter podcast. Until next time, peace.